National Pokeball League Season 4, Week 11. This week, the San Antonio Swamperts face off against Dave and the Montreal Cobalions. This match had a lot of playoff implications. Slick Rick Nixon of the Washington Charizards had his battle a while before this match, and pretty much had me in a position where I had to win more than 2-0 to make the playoffs. And Slick Rick Nixon had quite the incredible season. Started off 1-5 and then wound up winning his last 5 against Matty Brawlk and the St. Louis Rams, against 6-0 Trev and Richard. I mean, that is pretty impressive, I have to say, and I'd have to voice my opinion, and Nixon pretty much deserves Coach of the Year for that. I mean, what a run. Just started off in the gutter, and then came back all the way there, and now it's pretty much going to have to come down to whether I only win 2-0 or more for his playoff chances. But it's definitely looking pretty good for me, because I don't see a Zard X on his side of the field. And a combination of Zard X plus Kyurem-Black definitely would have punched a big fat hole in my team. And it would have made this matchup a whole heck of a lot scarier. But I guess we'll see what happens here. So, hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and let's get this show on the road. Starting off, he's going to be leading with Staraptor, and I have to lead with Skarmory just to get up some rocks. He goes for a U-turn here. And this was actually a pretty good scout on Dave's end. He got the Rocky Helmet, which means that I don't have leftovers, which means Nidoking can be a little bit more of a nuisance to my Skarmory, because I won't really have Sturdy. And pretty much tells me that his Staraptor is scarfed in a sense, so it could probably keep a little bit of a note in my head that he could be running Final Gambit. So, I guess we'll see what happens a little bit later on. But now, seeing as he has 4 Mons weak to rocks, I'm just going to be setting up rocks as the Nidoking comes in. And don't really want to take a hit from this thing, so I'm going to opt to go into Conkeldurr, but he pulls a very nice double and goes into his Mandibuzz here to defog away the rocks. It will allow me to Ice Punch this thing for 41%, but yeah, it's just not going to do enough for me to KO this thing. And I am going to pull up a Drain Punch here. Probably could have gone for, an Iron Fist ability, but hindsight's 2020, and I probably would have liked a little bit more extra damage on that Nidoking. And my Heatran blocks a Toxic, and that's pretty good information. So my Conkeldurr doesn't get whittled down too badly, as it is looking like pretty much the win con of my team. So Heatran, very good mom for this position. And you remember my set from last time that I played Dave on Heatran? Well, I pretty much brought the same set. And fortunately this time he does go into Slowbro to take the Magma Storm instead of going to Weavile last time like a horse. But now I'm just going to get off a Solar Beam on this Slowbro. He fires off the Scald and he crits me. This definitely hurt me. I mean, I lost the ability to trap this Slowbro and prevent him from regenerating up. And that could have proved to be a pretty big nuisance for my team. But fortunately, as I go into my Dragonite, he just ends up sacking the Slowbro. And this was just a very fortunate bad play on Dave's part. I mean, Slowbro could have just stalled out a good chunk of my Mons. I mean, granted I did have Thunder Punch on Conkeldurr, but yeah, that I still question it. It's just a really, really questionable play on Dave's part, but now he's just going to go on a Kyurem-Black, and I'm a Scarf Dragonite, so I'm not really scared of whatever the heck he wants to throw at me, but he winds up going in Mandibuzz, pretty much scouting my set, and would have lived too comfortably, so he just winds up roosting there, and I'm just gonna set up the rocks, going to Conkeldurr as he goes for the Fire Blast. And then he goes back on Mandibuzz. I'm just gonna go for an Ice Punch here. Gets him down to 20%, 26 after leftovers. And here, Dave ends up going for Toxic. And I get off a Drain Punch, and Mandibuzz is gone, which means rocks are pretty much on the field to stay. Unfortunately, this does mean that my Conkeldurr is toxic now, and its survivability is definitely hindered. So, I'm going to have to play careful for the rest of this match and make sure that Conk doesn't take any more damage than it needs to. Speaking of damage, here comes Staraptor. I'm definitely thinking that this is Final Gambit, so I'm just going to be going into Sukarmi here. Final Gambit appears. Not today, Staraptor. You're not taking out one of my mons this time to Final Gambit. Season 3, Week 7. Season 4, Week 1. It wasn't pretty. And the latter pretty much cost me the game, in a sense. But now out comes Nidoking. And I'm thinking that my best switch here is into Celebi, as I can pretty much threaten it. Goes for a Fire Blast, and fortunately I am able to outspeed the Nidoking. As he goes for a Poison Jab, and that's pretty much the damage I needed to bring in Dragonite and pretty much clean up shop here. But he winds up going in Kyurem-Black here for some weird reason. And if the Kyurem-Black was Scarfed, then my Dragonite would have been in a little bit of trouble. If he had sacked Nidoking, but if the Kyurem-Black was Scarfed, yeah, then that was a dumb sack. But he ended up revealing to me post game that that the Kyurem-Black was Lumberry. But now he sends out Weavile. I'm thinking that even an Ice Shard won't catch me off here, but Scarfed! But fortunately, he misses the Icicle Crash, and yeah, that didn't matter too much in the long run, as regardless, Metagross would have lived a couple. Yeah, even that crit, I just would have had been worried about flinches, but an Icicle Crash there, not going to matter, as Metagross is just going to clean up the game with an Earthquake here. And with that 4-0 differential, the San Antonio Swamperts advanced to the playoffs for the second year in a row. Again to the wild card, but getting here was not easy. I mean, I started off the season 0-3, and then just pretty much clawed my way back up here. But anyways, our wild card match is going to be against Trev the King in the Atlanta Braviaries, so definitely not going to be an easy match. I mean, we did win the first one, but he definitely was not motivated, which explains that upload back in week 9 announcing my LP. And, well, that was Skype. Sorry about that. So, Trev's going to be on his best behavior here. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that match. So, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Rate, comment, sub, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.